breakout anticipation setups which are likely to break out in this week. So let's look at some of the stocks which are setting up for a possible breakout. All these stocks have an established trend, and within that trend they are having a small pause from which they are likely to break out. So let's start looking at a watch list which I have around 25 stocks which I am watching for a possible breakout. You have GLYC. See, this particular stock has made this big move and now 6-7 days of sideways move and setting up very nicely. If it breaks out, you're looking for 20% kind of a move. So Relato, again on earnings, it had a breakout here. It did make a 50% move. It's going sideways. That's a very nice setup. Pets, another one of those setups where like it made a big move here and then going sideways. Any breakout here is likely to lead to a 20% kind of a move. World Acceptance Corporation, similar setup. Bison, similar kind of a setup, setting up very nicely. Vibo, another one. Light Momentum. This stock has been going up for some time and it's like now setting up for a possible breakout from this level. LNTS. This is the kind of anticipation setup which is very nice, compact anticipation setup. If you see, stock has had this first leg of the move where it was up 41%. It has gone sideways here. Series of narrow range day, last 2-3 days like less than 1%, in fact and a 0%. If it breaks out, that can be a big breakout from that level. So that's the ideal kind of a setup one looks for. And then you have CRCM, Autodesk, New York Times, VRNS, JD.com. Then you have Brooks Automation. Again, you'll see that the stock is setting up very nicely, or even if you see this one. So you have Bcor, which is again, see, this is what to look for, an established trend sideways. If you see a similar kind of a setup here, it did make a move of around 24%. Okay, amid dialysis. Then you have Corvo, which is again going sideways after the first leg. Eldorado Holding Casinos, then Max Linear. This one is slightly like too much this thing. You want typically a very series of narrow range day like this, but then you have KSU, which has just had a breakout here and then going sideways. Very nice setup here. Then you have Caterpillar, GRFOS, True. Now this is the kind of action which you don't want to see in the consolidation. Ideally you want like really very orderly kind of a consolidation, but Ingersoll Rand, again you'll see that this is a very nice setup here. It made a move. Stock has an established trend, so that's good. Teradyne. So these are the 25 stocks which I am watching for possible breakout this particular week. And if you look at them, you can like look at a characteristic of what to look for in a good breakout, and I would say this is an example of an ideal setup for breakout. But remember that this kind of a breakout setup can either break out to the upside, sometimes it breaks down also, so it's not guaranteed that it is only going to break out to the upside. But this is the kind of setup which if you can find, and if you do the work on momentum stocks every day, you will find setups like this. Then you can get a very low entry, or you can enter as soon as they start breaking out, or you can put a stop above this level at some level, like say you might put a buy stop at 17 for an entry into this particular stock, and then you get into a stock as it is breaking out, and when that happens you are instantly profitable. So look at that, like the example of a recent trade like that was Grub, where like there was a very nice entry. Immediately after the entry the stock basically broke out. So that's the kind of setup which you want to see if you are looking for anticipation kind of setups. So here is the list of the 25 anticipation setups for today.